Hello, my name's Paul, and this video is all about the tools and techniques that I use to create my first website. So first off, we're going to talk about the tools that I've used. We need to use an editor to actually put our coding into, so we've used Notepad++. It's a little bit more advanced version of the normal Notepad, gives some nice little features. We've then used a browser. We've got to use a browser to show the output of our coding. And obviously this will show us what our website looks like. We've also, as a starter to building a website, I've used tutorials, and in this case I've used tutorials from w3schools.com. Very good site for any person wanting to start up and thinking about designing their own websites. Next up, I just want to show you the file layout that I've used with my website. We've got all our pages listed in the same directory, so they're all easily accessible. And we've also created folders for our images and our CSS folder, which will create all our styles for our website. I've also got a backup file and a template that I based the website off. So now let's have a look at the actual website. So this is the website. It's a Fit for Life website. It's a fictional place based in Cosham. It's a gym. It's based on a brief that we've been given for our website production unit. So first off, let's just go through some of the elements on the homepage. I've got this nice Fit for Life banner, and with this we've used a background logo, and we've used a heading over the top of it. In the bottom corner we'll have some of the coding showing those particular elements that I've listed. So you can see in the coding in the bottom that we've used tags, and in this case we've actually used a CSS, which is our style sheet. So this style sheet will link to different elements in our page, and it just allows us to use a style over different pages with just it coding once. So in this CSS, I've chose the background color for the banner. I've also got a link to the image that I've used for the actual logo. We've specified that here. We've also specified the width and the heights, and also the way that the text is aligned over the top of it. So that's all there for our banner and our logo at the top of the screen here. And down below I've now linked another section of CSS that I've used for the headings. Now with this, because I've linked it in to all headings, this heading setting will go across all pages. So in it I've specified the colour of the font size, the type of font I've used, and even the way that it's aligned on the screen. And this is really helpful for using it across multiple pages. Next up, I've added in some navigation links here on this page. Now these are linked to all the other pages on the site, and in it I've used various different tags listed below in the corner. We've got the ally tag, which is a list tag. I've got the UL tag, which means an unordered list, and the A tag, which links the hyperlink. And we use this to link to, say, to the other pages. And in it we also have to give the reference to the actual file that page is listed on. And just above that on the page we have my JavaScript that I've used. We've got the backwards and forwards button. Now like this, if I press backwards, it will start going back through some of the pages that I visited previously, until eventually we'll get back to the bit where I eventually get back to my home page. Now using this JavaScript, which is listed below in the corner, you can define what you want to do with the JavaScript. So down here I've defined that I wanted to use a button, and I wanted it to either go back in the history or go forward in the history, and that's how I've implemented Java on my page. So that was the JavaScript. So let's go down. So we've now got this marquee behavior going across the screen, and that allows me to put scrolling text across the screen. This is not, I use this to just highlight something that I thought would be important for maybe customers to use on the site. The images we can talk about later when we get to our gallery page, and then we come into our text. Now the text is just inside two tags. These tags are a p tag, that's our paragraph tag, and anything in between that is basically displayed on the website. So that's our home page. Let's go to our next one, which is our membership page. Here we go. On the membership page I've used a table to show off the membership options. Now in this table, we start off, well, actually you define each area. So I've used the TR tag, listed down below in the corner, to show the row. And you start off each row and you work your way along the row. In the row you can then define whether you want to have a heading or just a normal box, using the TH for the heading boxes or a TD just for one of your normal content boxes. And once again, using a link to the CSS page, I can choose which colours I want to do and which headings to include inside this table. Right, let's go to our next page, which is our events page. Now I've done this pretty much the same as the membership page using a table, so we're not really going to talk about this page too much, and we're going to skip past to the gallery. So on our gallery page, we've got our nice gallery of pictures, and when we click on them, it brings up our enlarged picture. Now down below in our corner, we've got the coding that I've used for this page, and in it you can see that we've linked to the images using our image path and the reference that's listed inside this. We've also chose the size of the image. As well as the size of the image, we've also put a description under each image so we know what it is and show it off to the consumer who is going to visit the web page. So that's the coding there for our gallery, and as I've also defined how it's laid out in the center of the screen, and also so I had it all centralized down the middle and not little tiny boxes. So let's go to the last page, which is our contact page, and on this page we've used forms. Now there's various different coding used for forms. I've used some checkboxes, some text area, both of which are in the coding down in the corner, and I've also used the text areas for the first name and surnames on the screen as well. So you can input which kind of type of input that's going to be used, and you can also put in values as well. So that's my website, and we've covered some of the tools and techniques that I've used to create it, with the most important ones being a text editor, browser, and then the coding, HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has been useful.